why. Why do you think people look at the 15-person campaign staff of the city council members and go, this doesn't matter? Nobody cares about that. All the pizzazz is in the presidency, because if you win the presidency, he's the king. He can do whatever he wants. And that's what we're fighting. That's a breach of the Constitution. But it's a mentality that's embedded in society. Referendums. They're hard. We'll have to talk about them. There's really nothing I can say until we get together and decide what kind of referendums we want to write and go petition. What I'm trying to say is that we have to be on the ground for more than just elections with referendums. Who here likes the income tax? Boo! All right. Who here went out today and told 5 people why they don't like the income tax?
I told one guy yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We can print up literature if we get together, if we talk, if we have a roundtable. The reason why Democrats and Republicans are really good at what they do is because they have large communities of people who write propaganda. Essentially, these are good ideas and they sound okay. We're grassroots. We have to print up simple letters and go to local businesses and say, can you put this on your tables? You go to restaurants and you go to the waiters and the managers and you say, should wages be considered income? Should they be taxed? It's like, no. So put this sign in your window. Stop the income tax. April 15th is right around the corner. It's on everybody's mind. 2008 is a presidential election year. People are tuned into political ideas. We don't need a candidate to get our ideas out there. We need to be on the ground getting our ideas out there. And that's what I'm talking about, civil society. And it's good to get into civil society and other groups like the Libertarian Party, the Republican Party, for several different reasons. One, the internet is great, but people are surfing for what they want to find. But if we go to other places where people aren't necessarily, looking for our message and we state it, we have a better chance. We've saturated the internet. More people are learning about it, but it's not really a good way to get the message out because people have to come to you. We have to go to people. We have to get ourselves embedded in society. And when we work with other organizations, we can organize ourselves better, learn how to fundraise, what offices work good, what community structures work good. I'm thinking big. We have to organize. We need leadership. We don't need a president of the New York City headquarters, but we need somebody in charge of membership and recruitment. We need somebody in charge of philanthropy and getting people together. It'll be awesome. 40 people show up to a 10-person event on a meetup group to clean up a city block. Right? 10 people decide, we really like cleaning up city blocks. It's a different meetup group, not ours. And then Ron Paul people show up, 40 strong, to clean up a block. Holy shit, guess what? We have 10 more Ron Paul supporters. Why? Because we showed up to support them. It's that simple. A lot of people stay home. And who's read Bowling Alone? Anybody? The Deterioration of Civil Society. Nobody goes out anymore. Everybody stays at home. You have all your books shipped to you. You can buy things online. We have to go out there. There's a small amount of people out there. Let's go be heard. Other things we have to do. We have to organize college students. I'm sure in New York City, I'm just talking about New York City. In New York City, the different colleges, City College, Brooklyn College, even Stuyvesant High School, there are Ron Paul people. But do they know the people at Columbia? Do they know the Ron Paul people at NYU? Not necessarily. They're college students. They don't know how to do these things. They're very young. But if we get them together, it's a very strong force because people are looking for education in college. They're looking for a different message. If we have a table at Columbia every day with committed college students, reporting to the New York City campaign, it can really be a good way to grow. So education is important. Maybe having forums at a headquarters somewhere. College students want to know. Look at us. Look at the average age of the people in this room. That's nothing against anybody who falls on the older side of the distribution, but there you go. But the whole point is these people want to learn something, and instead they have Obama going change, change, change. Good words, good words, good words.
Good speaker.
Good speaker. I'm awesome. I inspire. But okay, then we just let a person get educated in an improper fashion. We fill them with inflated thoughts and words. They don't really mean anything, and they think they're educated. Do they know anything about economics? No, but they know change is fucking awesome, and Barack Obama is going to do it by raising taxes during a recession. You know what happens every time you raise taxes during a recession? It causes contraction in the economy, and it could lead to depression. But rich people have a lot of money! We have to tax the shit out of them! Because then it'll be even. Oh, that's good change. But they don't know this because we're not on the college campuses telling them this is what happens. That this is what really goes on. Does Barack Obama bring up historical case studies? No! He sounds great. Well, not to me, but he sounds great. He really does. I really like Barack Obama. And that's how it happens. It's that easy. easy, so we have to be out there. So how specifically should we organize? Assigning duties to individuals to come up with the best solutions for each task and the human resources to implement them. So let's say Bill's in charge of membership. Bill should have 5 people he can talk to try to maximize the number of people we have coming to these events. We should have somebody who's a social chair. Nobody just wants to go to education sessions. You know, nobody's going to go to the Fed meeting on Monday, the gold standard meeting on Tuesday, the immigration meeting on Wednesday, you know, the legislative meeting on Thursday. No, people want to go to a party on Saturday night. So we have to be a social organization just as much as we are a political organization. We can go out and find candidates and run them, but how is that going to help if we don't have voters who are going to vote for them? We need to get people, like I said about leveraging. It's a numbers game. We just need more people. And when we're leveraging districts, we can even say to people in the state, let's say Pennsylvania, move from Philadelphia County or whatever it is to Bucks County. You know, that's what we're doing in the Free State Project. We're moving people up so that our ratio of freedom voters is, you know, growing against, or the ratio of freedom voters, the ratio of freedom voters is growing against everybody else. We can do that at the same time and then use people from other parts of the state who can't move to get the numbers maintained. The most important thing, though, that I really haven't addressed, that is really important to address, is just commitment. If we're going to organize and say, you know, you're in charge of membership, and you're in charge of candidate, you know, relations, you're in charge of community outreach, and you're in charge of, you know, just mass mailing, you're in charge of finding waiters and waitresses to put up our signs in the restaurants. It requires commitment. It requires us showing up every day at the meetings where everybody's in charge of things saying, all right, this is what I'm getting done. So that's the best way. That's phase 2. Right now, tomorrow, let's meet up at the New York Public Library. Let's get an organizational structure together. Anybody who wants to meet up, I'll meet up with you. What are going to be the duties of each individual person? Are we going to have committees? How are we going to learn to get these things done? Are we going to learn from the organizations whose events we attend? But the important thing is that we get together not just to drink, but to get together to organize. If I could have 6 people meet with me tomorrow, I would come up with bylaws and articles and all that shit. I work in a law firm. I know a lot about that stuff. If you want structure, I'll build it, but I'm going to need help. I'm just one person. That yellow pad is there for ideas. I've experienced working within organized structures. I know a lot of people are just not want to hear this, but I was in a fraternity in college. But it taught me the power of numbers. We had parties and nobody fucked with us. We got away with very illegal activity. Why? Because we had our shit together. That's why. Not because it was the right thing to do, because it was good. There's power in numbers. But we had to be organized. We had to say, you're in charge of talking to the cops, so you can't drink tonight. You're in charge of the alarm system that goes off on the dance floor so all the underage kids drop their drinks. It's things like that. We have to look into the small details and make sure that we can do things based on goals, with organization committed to getting those goals done. So if anybody wants to meet up tomorrow, I'll meet up with you. And then maybe we'll have a meetup email sent out saying, all right, we're going to have general elections for leadership positions. Not even that. Maybe somebody goes, yes, I want to be in charge of membership. I don't know how it's going to be done. I don't have the answers. But I'm saying that we have to start. Did the founding fathers know that they were going to be successful? Did they know that the legislatures they put together and the laws they put together were going to be successful? No, they even failed the first time with the Articles of Confederation. But how did they get it done? By doing it. They didn't sit around and say, yeah, the fight has just begun, or, all right, we kicked England out, now we're free. No, that's not what happened. They got together and they organized. I'm not saying that I have the answers or that we're going to succeed. But we have to start organizing and getting together and coming up with local campaigns and membership drives and social events if we're going to have our numbers grow. Because that's the #1 thing, getting more people here. So if anybody wants to be committed, I'll be committed. And you know, hopefully, as James Madison said of the Constitution, that this revolution will be the product of many minds and many hands. But most importantly, because it has to be.